Leafs talk. JD Bunkis, Sam McKee. The Leafs get a must-needed win. Must win.
Oh God, yeah. To get them closer to the 7th overall pick, must win.
Okay, can I just tell the truth? Can I tell the truth? Can I just tell the truth?
Yes, you can.
That reeked of I look back at the end of the season when the Leafs finished with the 7th overall pick in the draft, and I remember they beat the St. Louis Blues. When they do those, when they do the lottery balls and they're Toronto actually had four. Remember the McDavid draft where it was
no, I don't remember that at all.
Yeah.
I'll never never forgive is we've talked about this a million times, but our beloved Chris Johnson, our boy.
No, he never had to tell anyone.
He never had to tell anybody, but he told us
shut your mouth.
The last ball that it was the Leafs had the best chance.
No,
McDavid.
That's the thing about CJ. He sneaky likes it when people suffer. And he's a nice guy. He's out there running marathons, whatever. It's just
didn't have to tell us that.
He enjoyed twisting that knife. He enjoyed it. Yeah, dude. I thought about that. This stretch, they play 5 of the worst teams in all of hockey. Over the next 6 games, they got the Jackets twice. They got the Blues. And I'll just put it this way, man. Spectacular play by Tavares in overtime. Truly, it's 1-on-3, and he digs the puck out and gets it to Nylander. But did that look like 2 teams that were dying for a win, or did that look like 2 teams dying for a point?
Okay, so I don't. We can talk about it later a little bit. God, if you're watching on YouTube, this is such a disgusting goal by Willie.
What are you gonna?
Oh my God,
are you gonna tell the people what I texted you?
No, I'm not. I just the backhand toe drag there is just absurdly nice. I just,
I told you though. I texted you that.
That he's gonna score.
Well, I just said he's having one of his worst games of the year.
Yeah, of course.
And I texted you this in the second period. He'll score in overtime though.
Good crowd pop for a Tuesday night with the 2 worst teams in the league watching.
Crowd picked it up as the game went on. I loved the boos by the crowd when St. Louis was just doing what any team does in overtime. But that was great. That was a good touch.
So I would say that today Brad Treliving did a press conference. Maybe we can talk about it a little bit later on in the show. Mm-hmm. But one of the big things he talked about was the urgency and the effort, and a lot of different words were thrown around. I wouldn't exactly say that this was a passionate game by either side of the team. If I'm just going to be honest, this felt like either a preseason game or a game in the last week of the regular season between 2 teams that aren't going to be in the playoffs that are let's just get to the first tee unscathed here, boys. Mm-hmm. Let's get through this and get to Cancun so we don't have to, we're not putting on any casts or ruining our summers. It was
I wrote that in my notes almost exactly. I wrote, this feels like a preseason game more than 2 teams that are dying for a win.
Yeah. So the Leafs, I would say, have excuses, missing 3 of their top 4 centers, missing 2 of their, quote unquote, top defensemen. Their goalie played, and they don't have Stolars. So, they don't have Nyes. They're missing a lot of people. So for them to put out this lineup and get a win, good for them. I think it's a massive indictment on that Blues team. I can't believe they lost that game tonight. I can't believe how bad they looked for the most of that game. Turned it on a little bit as the game went on. The
third
power plays helped.
Controlled the play.
Yeah, the power plays
up until 6 minutes where both teams were overtime.
Overtime. I would say that they probably should have, considering the talent discrepancy a lot of times when they were out there. The Blues have guys that I look at the roster, I'm like, you know what? Kind of like that guy, kind of like this guy. That guy's not so bad. And it's just, as presently constituted, they just look awful. But I think you got to give the Leafs credit for winning that game shorthanded, home ice, a lot of adversity. Their general manager coming out today to kind of pour a little water on the flames that have been happening in this market. So give them credit for a win. I don't know. Does it feel like that's a season turning win? Does it feel like they're about to get hot? I'm not sure. I'm not sure how to talk about it.
Here's the thing though. They've dug a pretty deep hole, not in the standings, right? They were 6 points back of Boston as of this morning.
Yeah.
So, and now it's even, they're 4 points back of the Bruins, because I don't think Boston played tonight, right?
No.
Don't believe so. either way, like from a standings perspective, if that's the perspective you're taking, then sure, like it's early enough in the season. That's not the point people are making. And for the general manager to come out today and say things like we look vanilla and question the effort is to me pretty telling that if you're a realist, like you're grounded in what is actually happening here, the process, not just the results, then you get it. You know, you get why he's using words like that and trying to throw a spark under his team.
Yeah.
The way I look at tonight, this is as positive as I can do, buddy, because honest to God, this was not an impressive victory. You're right. Shorthanded, whatever excuses you want to make.
Yeah.
I actually think shorthanded kind of worked for them in the sense because it gave a little urgency throughout the lineup. Like I thought Cowan played really hard. I thought Quillen had a few moments in the game where he sort of popped and gave them a little bit of juice. The second goal that they get in regulation is the fourth line, right? Nice play by Sammy Blais to get it over to Lorentz, who scores. So I don't look at this and say like, wow, this was a huge statement. They just came out flying. They played a great 60 minutes of hockey. They dominated a bad team. They really showed that their coach lit a fire under their asses in that practice when he said it's all about hustle, that their GM got to them and they really felt like they proved something tonight. Like I said, like Nylander's goal was brilliant, but if you're telling me he was anything short of awful tonight, I don't know what the hell you were watching. He was brutal. Like maybe his worst game of the season. And so it's a baby step. I thought that they defended better as a team.
Okay.
They had better exits. It didn't feel like the Blues got on top of them for long stretches of time, right? Like there were the two penalties back to back by McCabe, and it felt like the game kind of shifted there for a little bit. And then the start of the third period, I thought the Blues had better jump, but overall, Toronto was the slightly better team. And I don't know what you're supposed to say about that when the Blues look like the worst opponents they faced all season, and they've got 6 wins and are in the cellar right now, but it's a baby step. It's about, can you build off of this? Can you beat the Columbus Blue Jackets? Can you beat the Washington Capitals, like the dregs of the league, and prove that you're going to be a team that's going to be in the mix? Or is this thing going to go in the opposite direction? You don't build on this, and then we're talking 2 nights from now, and it's more of the same. Like they need to take the little bit of the monkey off their backs with this losing streak and maybe just get a little bit of confidence back, because that's clearly an issue here too, dude.
Yeah, no, they have been fighting it and they've been talking about it. Berube's talked about it multiple times with the confidence, and it's a team that shows like they're lacking confidence, even in some of their scoring chances. They're missing nets, like Cowan, for example. Like, I mean, he is officially entered snake bit territory where he can't shoot it in right now. It's just makes a couple great plays tonight. He's not finding it. So
can I say something about that quick?
Yeah, let it go.
I loved his game after that post.
God, Binnington and that, my God.
Yeah, but I saw him on the bench. Like he looked frustrated. He was kind of doing the square up at the sky, look at the Jumbotron move. Yep. They cut away to him. And I thought, man, I don't know. And he had a couple of rough plays, right? It's just, that's what happens with a rookie. Like he wasn't very good on the power play tonight. I think that he cost him a couple of turnovers with that unit. He had a couple of bad turnovers to finish the second period, but overall, in terms of like the jump and the energy, I liked it. I thought that he played like with a little bit more confidence, that he was feeling himself, that he fit the pace of the game a bit better than he has in some of the other games.
But I mean, I'm just looking ahead to Thursday night where you're playing the Columbus Blue Jackets, who obviously aren't awesome, but they're a lot better than the Blues.
And they also are a really good transition team, which is like what you fear.
Well, and you're going to be icing the same roster, right? Like the coach said, Waz out for a couple games. Matthews, who knows? Like Treliving alluded to the fact that, it's heading in the right direction. You won't play in the next 2 games, but I mean, that could be another week. Who knows? Like, who knows?
To guess?
Sure.
Well, they don't play. They play Thursday and Saturday, right? And then they only have 1 game. Like this is such a crazy condensed schedule, right? With the Olympics, it's 4 Leafs games every single week. Next week, they only play on Wednesday night during the weekdays. I'm pretty sure that's right. They might play Friday. Yeah, but Friday,
Black Friday.
But Friday's like a day game. It's like 5 o'clock.
5 p.m. Yeah.
Yeah. My guess would be that they don't play him on that Wednesday game, and maybe they get him back going for that Friday, or just play him in the Saturdays so it's not a back-to-back. That would be my guess.
Okay. All right. I just, I'm still not convinced of when he's going to be back. So it's just, you're going to have to go into the game on Thursday night and potentially Saturday night in Montreal with a pretty thin roster and just being like, we need to work off the vibes and the confidence of finding a way to scratch out 2 points against the worst opponent we've played all year. So we'll see. Like, I really want to turn this around. I don't want to sit here and do like, from a fan perspective, like there's a lot of reasons to be like, they should just lose everything and go into the tank and get a top 5 pick and try to reset this and trade off assets. But from like, you want to still be in the competitive window of this team. So you're hoping that this win can kind of get their confidence back and they can maybe get a couple wins coming up here and just look at the standings and not have it be you and Buffalo tied for last place. Like, you just want to feel a little bit better about yourself heading to the rink. You want to just kind of, just not have people like you and me talking about it every single day about how you're going to fire the coach and how, they got to trade Matthews and they got to, load off this and figure it out. So you just hope that this can turn them in the right direction a little bit. That's what I'm hoping for, at least.
It's a baby step.
Yeah.
The baby step. These are the positives for me tonight. Like, the positives for me tonight were, I thought the young guys had jump and that they gave them a little bit of a spark into the lineup.
Yeah.
Joe Woll looks sharp. And if you're looking for actual reasons why this team could win hockey games, this is totally one where in the past, as in the past this year, one of their goalies has let in a backbreaker. And when St. Louis was turning it on a little bit in that third period, and they got a couple of opportunities. And actually when Woll's moment was the end of the second period. He made some monster saves at the end of that second period. And I don't think that either of the other goalies that have played this year, well, all three, I guess, like certainly not Caden Primo, but the other 2 guys that are still in the organization make the same amount of saves. Like, we're rolling the pack right now. If you're watching on YouTube, that one that he comes cross crease, but he made another like good pad save. He just, it's the Woll thing, man. When he's quiet in the net and there's no traffic really out front, like guys aren't hacking and slashing away. And I thought the Leafs did a better job at defending the home plate area tonight in general. Like I said, those are the baby steps for me. The thing that I would say is the negative is Nylander looked awful. Like, it was just a really bad game for him when you needed, like, your team is completely bereft of star power, losing Matthews and Nyes, and you've lost your second line center essentially in Waugh. I want to see you step up and kick ass in this game. And I don't think you did. But the more concerning thing is, like, it's another game where a bunch of these fringy guys get opportunities, like Michelli and Dakota Joshua. And like Dakota Joshua, this is your former team.
Yeah. I mean, I would argue, I would argue that he got a really big opportunity. I guess he played 14 minutes. That's more than he has been playing or whatever.
Yeah,
but like,
I'm just saying, like, pop. I want you to pop in a game like this.
He's just not. I don't think he's capable, dude.
Yeah, but no, buddy. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Is that, like, in a game against the St. Louis Blues?
Yeah.
When you have everything to play for, and you're gonna get extra ice time, and everybody can prove to the coach, like, this is a game for Domi. This is a game for Michelli. This is a game for Dakota Joshua, right? Like, guys who are not going to be removed from the lineup. And the dude who made a play was Sammy Blais.
Yeah.
And Steven Lorentz, right? Like, you scored a knuckle puck. Like, truly, that Kevin Gossman would be jealous of that splitter. Like, that thing dove into the dirt for McCabe to score the first goal. Like, they weren't exactly buzzing around the net, creating a lot and in on the forecheck, and guys felt like, oh, wow, Domi got more minutes and he was really flying tonight. Or like I said, I think that the 2 guys that popped the most for me were the 2 young guys. And I don't even know how much Quillen played, but it
10 minutes.
Yeah. But, and he had the one moment where he just doesn't shoot the puck, and it's like a total choke moment where he's like, oh my God, I'm in the NHL and I got to shoot.
No,
but he had a couple of hits.
He's like, wow, that was an amazing shot by McCabe from that angle.
Dude,
I love that.
I just don't know how it dipped like that.
There's a knuckle puck, buddy. But Quillen clearly, if you're watching here, was like, I gotta pass to Riley. I'm in my second. Was this his second NHL game? The first NHL game was when Nick Cousins tried to end his career in like the first shift, right?
Yeah.
When he threw the knee out on him, and then
Nick
it ended
Cousins,
up taking.
By the way, fined for diving. Shocker.
Yeah. Oh, that is a stunning turn of events, my friend. Yeah. But I thought that Quillen, like, was somewhat noticeable in terms of just can skate.
Yep.
Can get in on the forecheck. Like, I wrote down here, like his first shift was awesome. He got in on the forecheck, hammered a guy, got the puck away. It's like, that's nice. Why isn't Dakota Joshua done that once?
Mm-hmm.
Like, why isn't,
that's what I'm saying.
I just, they're paying a lot of guys nothing to do nothing.
Yeah.
That's kind of how I'm feeling about it.
Well, I would say this, like they're this injured, right? They're missing this many guys.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not a good sign for the other depth on this team that Quillen and Cowan and Troy Stetcher steps in off the street.
Yeah.
And those three guys look like no different from any of the other depth guys.
Like I thought,
like
you
if
you can make an argument that Stetcher was like their second best defenseman tonight.
Man, that's what I was going to say is like, if you told someone who had watched a lot of hockey, but never seen the Toronto Maple Leafs, so just like sit down and watch this game and tell people who the best guys were.
Yeah.
I don't think that they would be able to do a very good job.
I think
discerning between who is who in terms of the hierarchy of this team.
I think that's fair. You know, I think that I would say that if I'm looking at my notes here, that Cowan was probably the most noticeable throughout the night.
I agree.
And that's probably not great for the rest of the team. And yeah, like you said, I thought Willie was no good for most of the game until the overtime winner. And you're right. Like they need more out of him. No question in these games where everybody else is hurt. But at the same time, like he has lit it up to start this year and he is always the punching bag in this market. And, you know, I have certainly got my punches in on that punching bag, but like, you know, he's probably part of them is like, yeah, like this coach is screaming at me every single shift and making an example of me. Like Kipper's talked about this a couple times on our show over the past week or so, that it's like, you guys got 27 points and Berube is going on the bench screaming at him every game. It's like, maybe go scream at Joshua. Go scream at Domi. Like,
sure.
Yeah, I get that. Like he makes
make $11 million.
I know, but like he's also, you know, leading the team by far in scoring. And like, you know, if it wasn't for his offense, they wouldn't be anywhere. Like I get that he's frustrating, but like there's other issues with the team. That's kind of where I'm at on it.
Sure. And I think though that Nylander benefits from that. Exactly what you're saying right now, which is he's always going to be a point producer now. Like but
that's what they need him to do.
Of course, bud.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is that like when they're leaning on him right now in this role, right? Absent of Marner, where he's playing more minutes and the team is really struggling defensively. He is one of the guys that's not buying into things like shorter shifts, making sure that he's defensively responsible in the D zone, making smart decisions. Like he's taking risks out there, which you need in some part with Nylander, but he's a part of this leadership core. Like with Matthews out, he's wearing a letter. And I don't think it's unreasonable to expect from a guy of that talent when your team is up against the ropes, who has called out his teammates in the past, right? Like we've seen the fire in postseason games from William Nylander. And I get that it's a different story when we're talking about game 20 of a regular season where your team's not really going well. But if your coach is preaching a message of we need to be smarter with the puck, we need to be more responsible, we need to make better hustle plays, we need to be smarter with our decision making, and Nylander's going out there and he's delivering a game like that, like I would rather the head coach hold the star players accountable more than the guys that are down the lineup who are not supposed to drive the bus with this team. And I would argue that like a guy like William Nylander buying into those things that I'm talking about is far more important and impactful to the group as a whole than Dakota Joshua is. So like, I understand both sides of the argument. I get that he's scoring points, but like,
I mean,
he killed you tonight.
I sitting here and being like what year of his career being like, God, they got to get Willie to be more responsible defensively.
Sure. But
it's like,
sometimes you just
yelling at a wall.
But sure. Okay. Well, then let's never talk about him then. Like, what's the point of even bringing him up then? Like, okay, Willie gets points. Who cares? Like, hey, move it on. Keep it moving. Like
they pay him $11.6 million to put the puck in the net and carry the team offensively. Yeah. And if he wasn't what he's been, it's just, I find it very funny that like, of all the things that people get mad about on the Leafs, it's like Willie Nylander has been like, everybody does it. and we're still doing it. And
I feel like nobody does it, to be honest.
Oh, buddy.
Like,
I mean, I see every clip is, Kipper does it every day. I see other clips of people doing it every day. It's like, I get it. He's not everybody's cup of tea. He's not perfect defensively. He cheats offensively. It's like, but it's his fault that they stink and like there's nobody else responsible.
But that's a straw man, what you're doing right now. Like what
do you mean?
You're blowing out the argument into being like, it's all about Willie Nylander. It's not. Like, that's not the case I'm making. And I don't think that's the case anyone is in terms of like the struggles that this team is having. You said that you could see how he is more exhausted by the coach yelling at him because he is getting his points. And my argument would be that is actually a loser mentality. That because you are getting points, because you are getting some offense, that you are just allowed to completely neglect the other parts of the game. I know what you're saying in terms of him being a mercurial guy, him being not always Mr. Defensively responsible, but that also was in a different era when he had other guys that could play more of those roles and more of those minutes. And if this is a guy who's complained about playing more under Craig Berube in the past, like he has, he's wanted more ice time, then I think he has to do things outside of just his offense to help his team when they are struggling at their very lowest that they've been over the course of his tenure as a Toronto Maple Leaf. Like, I don't think it's acceptable to just simply say, well, he's getting points, so who cares? It's like, no, man, you're a top 6 forward in the NHL playing heavy minutes on a team that looks like they're falling apart. You setting the tempo, you being one of the guys is far more important than a depth piece. It's far more important to me than like what Max Domi does every night.
Yeah. It's fair. I don't expect it.
I don't either. I'm not saying I expect it. I'm just saying that I'm going to call it out when I see it.
It's forward. It's forward Gardner from back in the day. It's like being just like hoping it's going to be different and hoping it's going to be different. And then it's like 15 years we've talked about him having the same. It's like Dak Prescott talking about Dak Prescott being like, what is Dak Prescott? It's just like, it's Willie Nylander. And some nights he's going to make brain farts, and then other nights he's going to score gorgeous goals in OT after his worst game of the year. Like, it is what it is for me.
I guess it's just more frustrating for me because like I've seen what it looks like when he's fully engaged and how dominant he can be from a 200-foot game. Like, and yeah, for sure. Playoffs. I've definitely seen that. I've seen some huge Willie games, man. Like,
yeah, for sure. But like, I think that is part of the thing where, the playoff stuff, he's been great, but I would never be like, wow, he was unbelievable defensively tonight. I don't know if I've ever said that once about William Nylander.
I would say though, there's a difference between engaged Nylander and the one that we saw tonight.
For sure.
Again, playing against your coach's former team with the narrative that was in the air.
Yeah.
You got the OT winner. It was a nasty goal.
I don't think he cares about that stuff.
I don't think he does either at all. I think he cares far more about his YouTube page than Craig Berube's job security.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
That's for sure. And like when he's just like, after every shift he comes off the ice, the guy's like, work harder. Defense. He's like, I don't care anymore. I don't care anymore. Yeah. And he's looking down the bench with guys with 0 goals, and he's like, over the boards again, more defense. Yeah. He's like, how about I shoot it in the net, coach?
Yeah.
How's that work?
Okay. What else you got?
I want to point out Ulrik Larson, who I think has been excellent.
Yeah.
He's just like playing way more than he probably should. And like, what did he play tonight? He had to be up in the 24, 25 range. Yeah. 24-37 for Ulrik Larson tonight. Has an assist, ends up +1. Blocked a couple shots. I've liked his game for quite a while here, and their D-core has been hurting clearly with Carlo out now, with Tanev out, and even when Carlo was in there, he wasn't great. Mermis and Myers. Maybe it's just a by comparison situation, but for the last little while, I think one of the lone bright spots on this team has been him. I've liked his game a lot, so I just wanted to point him out because I wrote down a couple good notes for him tonight in my thing, so it was a good time to bring him up.
Yeah, I thought he played engaged.
Yeah, he cares. He cares.
Definitely
cares.
I have a common theme. We might as well just turn the show into like.
Oh, hold on. Career OT goals, Maple Leaf history. Yep. William Nylander 14, Matthews 14, Matt Sundin 14. I don't give credit to any OT goals when it's 3-on-3. Like,
it's definitely not the same.
It's not the same. 3-on-3. stinks.
Yeah.
They like coaches in the NHL have ruined what was one of the more exciting things. It sucks out loud. It's not enjoyable to watch. There's never any chances. Nobody shoots. If they don't get a grade A, they circle back, take it outside the zone. You'll see what the Blues did tonight. They're not if you watch out of market hockey and every game goes to 3 on, was it 30% of games go to OT?
Yeah.
It's just the same thing over and over and over. So like,
it's just
nice that he scored. Yeah. And nice that Willie scored a bunch of them. Matthews has scored a bunch of them. They should. They're skilled players and there's 2 less guys on the ice every time. And it's just, there's tons of room. So congrats to them.
I think that like those are the ultimate asterisk stat.
Yeah. I don't even think they should count as a goal.
Like, yeah, the idea that Matt Sundin had 14 over the course of his career and that those guys have 14 and that you're counting it the same. It's like,
no, it's not the same.
Like
4 on 4 is such a huge difference. 4 on 4. It should just be 4 on 4.
4 on 4 would be better. It's clearly at the point now where it needs a tweak.
Yeah.
Because if you've got fans booing, like,
but like if you make any big change to it, you're changing the rules of the sport. If you like have like a shot clock or like a check back where the blue line is now, you can go outside for offside if you want to get rid of the blue line after you gain the zone. Like there's all these different things that you could do, but you're fundamentally changing the rules of the sport. I don't think they want to do that.
Fair. I would just say though that like there is a bit of a pitch clock in baseball element to me where I'm like, listen, this is already a skills competition. You've turned it into 3 on 3. It's such a different thing already. You go to the shootout to determine points if that thing doesn't work anyway, which is again another skills competition. The idea that it goes to 4 on 4, I don't think is going to like fundamentally change things as much as I do. I guess what I'm saying is I agree with you on paper because I'm a traditionalist. And I don't like things. Even when the pitch clock came in, buddy, you and I were talking about how, and they're going to do it in playoffs. Like it's got to not be there in the playoffs.
It's going to ruin the tension of the moment.
Yeah.
One of the worst takes of all time. Truly.
Sure. We sat there and said that. And I could see a scenario where they put a shot clock in to overtime. And I don't know, maybe it works
but then you just like blow a horn. Like, go ahead.
No, well, I was going to say that I think what you do is like, if you don't dump it in, like if you're not aware of the clock, it's a penalty. And then you go to a 4 on 3.
Yeah. Okay. I guess that's fair. That's a good rule change. I don't mind that.
Yeah. It's just like, I don't care if they get uber creative with it just because what is happening now doesn't work. And to me, it's already skills competition, not real hockey anyway. So who cares?
Yeah.
Once again, the Leafs decide that a guy who is scratched for them jumps up on a power play 1.
Oh, Yarncroc?
Yeah.
Yeah. I have written down Yarncroc, power play 1, !, question mark, still no net. 63 underlined.
Yeah.
It's like 63 is, I mean, Michelli's let's just call it space. He's brutal. He's brutal.
Yeah.
He's
puck over the glass penalty tonight was just brutal. Pure. I'm afraid to take a hit.
I'm panic. I don't want to take a hit. He's been brutal. They need so much more from him. And I'm not sure he has it to give.
Berube can't stand him. That's why he's not playing on the power play.
And it's like, I get not rewarding guys, but like when half your forward core's out, maybe give it a look.
I would just say that to me, the simplest solution would just be to turn power play 2 into power play 1, but put Nylander and Tavares on it.
Yep. Well, I'm trying to think of the math of that.
No, but it's like, you have Domi, you have or Domi or Robertson. And if you don't want to reward Michelli, then it's those two.
Yeah.
And if you want to use Michelli, then you take out, I would say, Domi, who also like Domi played 16 minutes tonight, man. I can't tell you, like he had the one penalty that he drew, which was a nifty play.
Sticked. Got
high
really
stick.
Painful looking high stick in the lip. That thing's gonna be huge tomorrow. That lip.
Yeah, awful.
Yeah.
Outside of that, I can't tell you one thing that he did where I was like, that was nice.
Yeah. No, 16-26. That's a pretty remarkable 16-26.
Yeah.
Like remarkable that he played that much. And honestly, it's just another guy that's making a lot that's not giving him anything.
Mm-hmm.
Like Domi, Michelli, and Joshua combined. What is that? Almost $11 million, those 3 guys?
Yeah, because Michelli's in the 3s too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, God, you could probably find a better way to spend that.
Yeah, you could have.
Probably find a better way to spend that cash.
It's cool too because 2 of them still have term.
Yeah. Like Domi's got, is it 2 more years after this?
Yeah, I think so.
And
then
then
it was a 4-year deal.
And same with Joshua is 2 years after this.
Yeah, 2 years.
And
after
Michelli's
this.
an RFA at the end of this year who like may get outrighted.
Yeah, I think Michelli is going to be awesome on Jokerit.
Yeah, he's going to be the greatest.
Yeah.
He's going to play for the team that Gerard Gallant coaches, the Chinese KHL team.
He's going to be out there. This is a prediction I'm making.
Man,
tonight.
buddy, our bold predictions to start the year, elite. What did you guys? Michelli 80 points for me.
You had Michelli 80 points. I had Joshua 30 goals.
How many seasons would these guys have to play to get to those points?
What I actually would like to amend. I meant Joshua 30 goals over the 3 seasons that he has the 3 years that he's going to play.
And I meant
Joker at 80 points.
80 points playing in a line with Dennis Malgin in Switzerland.
Yeah. Oh, dude, he's going to cruise past that. You're going to look like a brain genius when you have that one.
Yeah.
All right, I'm done. I got nothing else.
Let me see here.
Yeah, Domi, of course, too, has a no trade clause. Like the Leafs love those. They're like, yeah, sure, whatever. David Kampf, no trade. Domi, no trade. Everybody, no trade.
2 things I wrote down. I like Stetcher tonight. Thought he was noticeable
really
in a good way. Competing, can skate the puck a little bit.
Again, though, this gets to my point that I'm saying about the dudes who are filling in versus the guys that are already here.
Yeah.
Like Troy Stetcher comes in there and has some compete to his game. Has a little bit of wheels, draws that penalty early in the first period.
Yeah.
And you're like, boy, the Leafs have really been missing a Troy Stetcher type. Like it's good that he's there, but it's also an indictment of what they have.
Yeah, totally. But when you get healthy and you get Carlo back and you get Tanev back, like he's a guy that can play in the bottom pair for 10 minutes a night, 11 minutes a night.
Benoit, get ready to learn press box and that guy taking your job.
Definitely. Definitely. And the other thing was just Blues sweaters, bud. Unbelievable.
So I almost texted you and Borny in our group chat because I was lighting it up against the Kings, saying like the Kings jersey is the number one. Like if you had to wear a jersey to a bar or to like an event, I would choose that Kings jersey that they wore the other night.
Yeah.
The Blues one, that would be close.
It's so nice.
Those 2 are the head-to-head top of the tier. And like some people would have Blackhawks. I don't have them as high as those 2.
It just goes to show that going back to your classic jerseys always works.
Yeah.
Like the classic jerseys are always the nicest. The Kings did it. The Blues have now done it. It's like the Blackhawks jerseys with the gold trim were unbelievable. Just the classics are always the best. And the last thing I had noted here, I noticed this, and then I got a couple tweets about it, and then I saw a couple other people talking about it. The Matthews not being in the press box thing. Has he ever been in the press box?
So funny you mentioned this because I think everybody had that thought. Like I think everybody saw that and was like, huh, but here's the only thing.
I'm not really pissed about it.
No,
I don't know. I don't know what the thought is on it.
Yeah, but like maybe he's taking a piss.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I literally wrote down injured Leafs in press box, but potentially taking a piss. Is what I wrote down.
I can't even really have an opinion on it without knowing the full picture.
But people are like, brutal, where he can't be there with the boys. I'm like, I don't know. Has he ever been there?
Well, if he hasn't ever been there,
but he's been injured a lot. But maybe he's been maybe he's in Germany. Maybe he caught an intercontinental flight.
I will say this though, like if he's not pissing, I see the validity to the people being annoyed.
You'll hear that take.
Here's the thing. I got too many things with this team to be annoyed by right now than like where Matthews is. Okay. Like it's just, it's in the cellar, right? Like it's down there in terms of things I could possibly be frustrated about right now. But like, I can see how a person who's thought about the entitlement culture and like team A, team B looks at a guy like Chris Tanev, who's in a loud arena when he's coming off of a concussion.
Yeah. What about Lawton too? He got blasted by Zadorov. I'm sure that wasn't a sore hand.
Yeah. And if 34 wasn't there, like, Like,
hey, one more thing. Sorry to keep this going.
Yeah, come on.
What happened to Matthew Nyes? What happened to Matthew Nyes?
No, I don't think anybody knows. It's just his lower body injury.
But did you see that he was at morning skate and they tweeted a picture of him arriving?
Yeah, but I'm saying,
what the hell happened?
Must have tweaked something.
Like to put it on his skates?
Yeah.
Did he go Macer Asteris and fall down the stairs?
Or Marcus Stroman step on a sprinkler head? Like I don't know. Like, yeah.
Luke says that the Jack Hughes.
Yeah.
Anyways, I don't know. That was a weird one. That was a weird one.
It was.
Anyways,
all
we
right.
can go.
Yeah. If you're watching on YouTube, hit the thumbs up and leave a comment. If you want to follow us on Twitter and Instagram, reach out anytime. It's at JD Bunkis, at Sam McKee. Yeah.
Blue Jackets Thursday.
Yeah. Real hot stretch here.
Yeah.
Real hot stretch of hot watching.
At least have Saturday night at the Bell Center always.
Yeah, no doubt. That's going to be great. That'll be fun. Sure.
If you say so, pal.
Yeah, man. All I thought was like, I surely could have spent better time on a Tuesday night watching an old movie. Like, I could have watched The Fugitive.
I could have watched. You know what I could have done? I could have watched another episode of The Chair Company.
That's Company what I could have done.
Oh my God, The Chair Company.
11 out of 10
is so good.
Dude,
Tim Robinson, genius, man.
It's
genius.
Just crazy. Like he hasn't had like a blip. It's just he's just throwing 100 every single time. Like he's just all gas.
Yeah, he's the man.
It's crazy.
So
anyway,
I'm gonna go watch an episode of that before bed.
All right. I'm gonna go to sleep because I got a show to do tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock. I got James Myrtle to lead off. And
more Leafs. Yeah. What a treat.
Yeah, but I got Jim Bowden for Jays.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
Talk. That's buddy. I got everything talk for Jim. Jim knows. Like Jim is a knower. So I'm excited to pick Jim's brain. All right. We'll see you then.